Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to use a variety of the tools and functions in Brightspace that are pretty quick, and oftentimes they kind of repeat the same process. They're just in different places. So I'm within a course, and so one of the first things I'm going to do is show you how the Manage Files option. So I can click that, and this is where I can upload files to my Brightspace account. So I'm going to upload my syllabus because that's something that we all have to do. And I'm going to see it's right there. You can also create folders. So if you want to organize your information, you know, because you maybe have a lot of files, you can also hit paste, and there that file will be there as well. Okay, and then I can go back to my main and I can delete that file if I want it only to be in the syllabus folder. So you'll see it's still there, it just deleted the one, right? So manage files is where you can upload stuff. And this is nice if you, not necessarily because the students are going to be accessing it, but for you to always know where the files are for a class, or if you want to use the smartboard and show them something, then it's nice to be able to have that here, right? So now let's say, okay, you've got the syllabus, now how can you give it to the students? Well, there are two basic ways that you can do that. The first is here on the course homepage by creating an announcement and attaching the file to the announcement, right? So you can go here to New Announcement, and then you can type this. And then scroll down and add your file. Now, if I go to my computer, this will allow me to find it on my computer, right? But because I've already uploaded it, I can just go to Course Offering Files and go to my folder and click my file, and it's going to attach it. Now, you can say when you want it available to students. If it's something you don't want available right away, you can click now and it'll immediately make it available. You don't have to add attachments. You can just give announcements right here without anything else but that. You can also insert videos, right, or URL links. I'm sorry, URL link. This is the video insertion. So if you want to do something in YouTube or you want to use an embedded code, you know, you can do any of that right here. If I'm not quite finished with it and I have to leave before I can finish it, I can save it as a draft. But if I'm ready for it to go, I hit publish. And then when they go to the home page, there's the syllabus attachment, right? The other place that I can add the syllabus is on the content page. So let me delete that. I already forgot to delete it when I was practicing. So this is also going to show you how to set up modules and add information to them. So if you want to actually put content in a course, you usually want to do it on the content page. So I've already got content here because this is one of my sandbox courses. So you'll see that underneath this column, you're going to see add a module. So I can just type what I want that module to be called. And then I'm just going to upload that file again. So upload files if it's on my computer, add from manage files if I've already put it in the system. So there it is again. So it's the same process. And you'll also see that here again in the create modules, I can you know, create a URL link. I can embed a video. I can add an assignment, an assessment, a discussion board. If I've already created those things, then I can just go here and it'll show me any assignment that I've already created, and I can just click that, right? And it'll automatically add that assignment folder, right? Now that's just the folder that they submit their work to, If I want a quiz, if I've already created a quiz and I haven't created any assessments, if I had one, I could click the quiz I've created and it would be a link to the quiz. So again, you can play around with those things. There are tutorials to show you how to do that. Now let's say that within this module, I wanted to put other stuff within it, right? Then that's the submodule. So within the syllabus module, I could also put my course schedule, and then I would upload the file there. And then on this, you can see here that then this is underneath the syllabus, right? So you can just keep going down and creating modules. I can set the dates here and restrictions of when I want them to see it. I can hit it as draft if I'm not ready, if it's not completed yet, or if I don't want students to see it at all. If I leave these blank, students will always be able to see it. And I just want to update, and then again I can add a description if I need to. It's pretty self-explanatory though, right? Excuse me. You can then view a student to see how it looks to them. So this is where it's going to see here on the content page. You know, this is the way they're going to see that. Right? Oh, let me show you how to rearrange modules too. So obviously I would want my syllabus to be the very first module. So all I do is I move on to here, not with the hand, but it needs to be the arrow. And I'm just going to drag it all the way to the top. And that's how, and let's say that I want to move it, and instead of it being its own syllabus, maybe I want it to be within another, or maybe I don't want course schedule to be a submodule, but its own module. Then I just click it. And then instead of it being inside like this, I click it until it's a solid blue bar, and now it's its own. And see how it moved over? It doesn't show a really great distinction, but it is indented a bit if it's a submodule. So now it's its own module. Up here, you can add a course overview. This might be where you want to add the syllabus. You can bookmark certain pages or things. Like if I want the syllabus to be bookmarked, then when I can click it right there, and that means that students just go to bookmark and they can see anything that I want them to be able to find quickly. So you can do that for a lot of documents. When I add things to my schedule, it actually, students will be able to see it here. This is like upcoming, just the next few days, but you can also see the full schedule, right? So you can see that this is like what it would look like to them, right? Excuse me. Attendance. If you want to keep attendance in Brightspace, you need to set up a register. So let's say this is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, NG 13. I can, there's a default system scheme. I can set cause for concern. So what percentage of absences is it going to get before I say that's far too many? So you can say 10% or whatever. I need to click to allow, if I want my students to be able to see their attendances or their absences. And then my session name, this is the crazy part. I have to come in and put every date that the class meets if I want to keep attendance. So then I need to save it. And obviously I need to add a whole bunch more. So you would say, you know, however many, let's say if we meet 48 days, then I'll need to add 45 more to get enough sessions. And then I have to go down and actually type in all of those, okay? Excuse me. So now I didn't say that because it won't allow you to save if you've added those sessions until you've actually typed in all the addresses. So if I need to edit it, then I can just come back here and hit edit register. But if I need to take attendance, then I come down and I can say, was he present or was he absent? Now, a nice thing to do is that you can set status for all users. So you can go down, because most people are going to be present than absent. So you can set this, it'll automatically set everybody to present, and then you can just go down and click to absent the students that were actually absent. So that's a real quick way of doing that. And then when I close, you're going to be able to see this. And then as, you know, obviously if I had all of the course dates, they would show all there, right? And then you can see attendance percentage. So it's got little cause for concern because he's actually 100% absent. He's over that 10% threshold, right? So then I can click done. If you want to create your own scheme, this is where you would go right here, and you hit new scheme, and you need to title it. So I'm going to call mine Kelly. I've got a lot of Kellys there, so let me say training. Okay, I'm going to save it. Oh, sorry, I have to. Okay, now I can add my own symbols. So A is absent, and then I can set it, they get 0 credit for that. P is present, and they get 100%. T is tardy, and they get 90% of the grade. I'm going to save it. And then I actually have 2 other categories that I like to keep. So I do L, that's late, and they only get 50%. That's if they're like 20 minutes or more late. And then I add X for excused. So that actually can denote when someone has been absent. They don't get 0, they get 0 credit for attendance, but I can see that they were excused. And then I can go back and determine if, you know what the real concern is. Then I click save, and then close. And then when I go back to my register, I want to edit, and then I can choose that scheme. Now what's going to happen is it's going to tell me that it's going to clear all the attendance data. So you want to do this, at the beginning. You don't want to have to go back, because then you'll have to go back and put in, see, it's going to delete Joe, right? So I go down here, and let's say that Joe was late. So tardy is if they get there in the middle of roll call or after I've completed roll call, but it's within 5 minutes of class. Late is, seriously late, right? So I'm going to save that, close, and then you can see he's got 50% because he's just got the one date, right? And then you'll see totals here. So you can also, look at the student and get a nice overview. So it does take time to put in the attendance, but again, if you do it like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks or something like that at one time, then, it works well, and you can export this and again, let students see. The class list is a place for you to find information about your students, but also you can email them. So if you want to email the class list, you click that, and then you hit send email, and you see their names there, and that's an easy way to send out an email to everyone. You can also just choose the people that you want to send the email to. And again, you can see other things, but it's primarily a good way to use the email. Talking about email, another place where you can email your students is in My SSC OK. If you go to your course, you actually can also email them from here. And sometimes it's faster than having to get into Brightspace, right? So that's another option for emailing your students. I think that's pretty much it for the quick and easy things to use in Brightspace. There's another video for grade books because it's much more elaborate. So good luck, and again, you can always email me if you need help.